Being quite honestly, I hate fucking waiting on a phone or in a stream chat for just someone to show up. Like, this is my time that I'm giving you. I'm paying you, usually, for the service that I'm waiting for, and I'm supposed to sit here and wait all fucking day for, like, someone to show up. I hate that shit. But I finished it, so... right? One or the two bankruptcies I qualify for, whichever, who cares, doesn't matter, right? Either one is fine in my opinion. You know, my parents were always like, save your money. I was like, for fucking what? I'm not gonna buy a house. I'm 17 years old. So what am I saving my fucking money for? You know what I mean? So at that point in my life, it didn't really matter if I spent my money or not. Of course, now, holy shit, if only I had that money. So, hindsight's 50-50, right? Hindsight's 50-50, right? Hindsight's 50-50, right? Hindsight's 50-50, right? Hindsight's 50-50, right?
And what medium income is defined as is the income which you've earned for the 6 months prior to filing your bankruptcy case. And depending on the level of that income, you may be required to file a Chapter 13 case, or you may be eligible to be able to file a Chapter 7 case. In both cases, the court is also going to look at what we call disposable income. And disposable income simply means the amount of the money that you have at the end of the month to pay your creditors. So after your normal household expenses. So after you pay your mortgage payment or your rent payment and your necessaries of life, electricity, food, and so forth, if you have $1,000 a month at the end of the month, then that would be your Chapter 13 payment in the bankruptcy if you file a Chapter 13 case. Now, many times clients have a frustration with the fact that their Chapter 13 payment plan is too expensive or they can't afford it. And if that's the case, then you may want to consider filing a Chapter 7 case and just be done with the debt. Chapter 13 cases can be expensive. Because the case has to be monitored by the attorney's office for 3 to 5 years, the attorney fees are quite expensive. They're probably between $3,500 to $4,500 here in Metro Atlanta area. The length of the case, as I already mentioned, lasts anywhere from 3 to 5 years. And that just depends on the amount of the debt that you have.
So the bottom line is, I would say this: when you file Chapter 13, what the trustee's thinking is, unconsciously or subconsciously, that this debtor is probably minimizing his income and maximizing expenses. How can I squeeze him for another $100, $200, $300 a month? And how can we increase the payment? And the second thing is this a 100% plan? Are we paying 100 cents on the dollar? If not, is there any way I can squeeze the debtor and his attorney to get to 100%? So I will tell you that whatever your plan calls for, the number, don't assume that's going to be the final number. The trustee is, and possibly creditors, are going to try to squeeze you to increase what you pay to creditors and increase the Chapter 13 plan payment. And the second thing, if you're not paying 100%, they want you to pay 100%. That's what they're also going to be trying to force you to do. So Chapter 13 has become somewhat more adversarial than it used to be. Still feasible, still possible, but you're going to pay more than you want to pay, and you're going to, again, it's going to be a 5-year plan. Very rare you'll see a 3-year plan. And like I said, during the course of it, if there's any glitches, anything you need, I recently had a case where my client called me and said, I wrecked my car. What do? We got to go through a whole bunch of rigmarole, file motions, and be able to get approval for an outside loan to get a replacement car. Everything is a pain in the rear end. So just expect that with Chapter 13. In exchange for that, you can stop a foreclosure, stop a repossession, stop a wage garnishment, but it is not simple and easy, and it's going to be a fight. Once you get to 3.5, 4 years, all of a sudden the attitude starts to become a little more agreeable by the trustees, but until that time, it's going to be somewhat adversarial, and just be prepared for that.